Greetings, UW Kingdom. It is I, the artist formerly known as Dark Rocker, but I'm stepping out of character and doing this wonderful, wonderful interview. You can still watch that if you want. It's not distracting me. I figured I've been making YouTube videos. I've been making Facebook videos in a while, so I figured why not just go and do a nice, lovely Facebook video for my friends and whatever. I'm going to be staying in UW character, but I'm going to be serious at the same time, so it's going to go back and forth. So here's a list of 9 different questions I came up with. And I'll actually add in a bonus question at the end. So, come on, hurry up there. Okay. Question number 1. Who inspired Dark Rocker? Dark Rocker was actually influenced by a mixture of 70s musicians, mainly singers, and certain flamboyant wrestlers that span between the time period of 19, I'm gonna say 1990 through, I guess, today. That spans between wrestlers like Ultimate Warrior, Goldust, Mickie James, Alexa Bliss, a lot of different people, but mainly my recent character has been highly inspired by Goldust, hence the name, the artist formerly known as Dark Rocker. Female wrestlers, Rico was another influence on me a lot. Musicians, David Bowie, Steven Tyler, there's other ones, but I'm just kind of drawing a blank. David Lee Roth, the Beatles, huge influence. So, but I feel like I'm more inspired by musicians for my character than I am with actual wrestlers. If it makes any sense. Next question is, what is the difference between Dark Rocker and Dallas? Dark Rocker is very pansexual, very androgynous. Will go against the limits. Dallas is more of, he has like a certain borderline. He's gay. You know, he doesn't he doesn't he doesn't he doesn't I guess like you'd have to see the videos. Like, some things I make Rocker do is like I look back and I'm like, you know, wow, I can't believe I did that. Like my last video I did where I have like the effect, but in actuality I got a mask and this thing and I'm in a thong and my leg warmers and that's it, you know. I'm the first wrestler to go naked on camera, you know. Nobody else would have done that, you know, so I try to stretch the limits with him, you know, and he kind of like gets into the mind of people. He's very touchy-feeling. I am as a person, but not as much as he is. The only time I ever do that is if I'm joking around with somebody, you know. Question 3. What's the Soulless connection? Soulless and Rocker are obviously played by the same person. And the connection really is that Rocker, there's a story where Rocker dies in a car crash and he goes into this like purgatory place where he meets Soulless. Soulless is actually supposed to represent Dark Abyss after Dark Abyss had died out, after Rocker killed him in the storyline. and Dark Abyss has turned into Soulless because Dark Abyss had nowhere to go. He couldn't go to hell and he couldn't go to heaven, so he's in purgatory. So that's where Rocker vanished into. But that Rocker was replaced by a lookalike who actually was able to create his own identity on his own. So like the story I was doing was like Rocker, now the artist formerly known as Dark Rocker, was actually created by Soulless, but actually was taken on to have his own personality and name, so that he actually lives as given like it's like giving like a soul to a robot, sort of that sort of thing. And the connection there is that Soulless really controls Dark Rocker, but Dark Rocker wanders off. Hence, like me in life, I wander off. When I'm working, I wander off. I'll do one thing and then I'm doing the other thing. So, Dark Rocker and Soulless have a lot to do with like my personal life, and like Soulless as a representation of like my anxiety, my depression, and like that I don't really vent about it too often, and that he's just like this alien sort of thing that just like stays there, doesn't really say much of anything, and like has like these creepy things. It's like my dark side getting out, I guess. Like Rocker's like my light side getting out. Like all that happy stuff in Dallas's head, this like stuff that's like sexual but fun and like free spirited. That's all Rocker. The anxiety and depression is that's Soulless. And that's, I think it's like a reason why I don't play Soulless too often, is because it does take me to that area, and it's like Soulless is like that void. That's like he stays in that void where we don't want to go to, where I don't want people to know that part of me. But that's like the best I can explain it. So the connection is mentality. Who is Maxwell Robertson? Maxwell Robertson is a character I created in my poems that I used before, that was actually influenced by Maxwell Silver Hammer, which is a song by the Beatles about a serial killer. And Maxwell Robertson is my representation of my bipolarness and my paranoia, and if I have a schizophrenia, I don't know if I do or not, but it's like I get hallucinations and stuff, and I get like weird things going on. But Maxwell's like this paranoid, schizophrenic conspiracy theorist who is out to basically leak everything about UW. In actuality, he doesn't leak things about UW. He mentions things that he's heard of and talks about things that literally just happened or had already happened, but makes it seem like it's all like a huge phony thing. Like he goes on to say things about how Rocker and Our Pain talk all the time, or like the Amazing X has nothing to do with Apocalypse 3 or whatever. Maxwell Robertson is like he doesn't really care too much of who he's gonna talk about. I mean, he's like he's gonna be having a talk back and forth with Rocker. Now like that character, honestly, besides the Beatles, his look was really influenced by David Bowie. When I thought about David Bowie for Dark Rocker, I related the Starbreaker character to Ziggy Stardust, and then I didn't really relate the artist formerly known to a specific character that Bowie did, but I just related to his androgynous personality. And there's one character that I really liked that he did called the Thin White Duke, and I used that for my inspiration for how I wanted Maxwell Robertson to end up. Yeah, I wanted to be like this black and white screen. Just have them sit there with a cup of coffee and just go on and on about something. You know, so I don't smoke cigarettes. I haven't smoked in 5 years, so I wouldn't be smoking in the videos. Had I been smoking today, I easily would have been smoking those videos. You know, but the next question, or 5, is well, let's find this one out, shall we? How does it feel to be in the Hall of Fame? It feels great. I'm honored. I think I was literally the first choice. I have a plan to make my induction speech, and I honestly think that this is like a really good personal achievement in my life. One that I should be proud of. One that I should really be proud of. It's really amazing, in my opinion. Yeah, it just feels great. You know, I think it's like the best answer I can give right there. I'm very grateful. Number 6, how does Rocker do the solo kick? Rocker, oh man, Rocker goes and he does like he goes to do a cartwheel. And when he's on his hands, he does the cartwheel. He does a cartwheel, and like if I'm doing a cartwheel and I go like this side of my shin is hitting my opponent in the face. That's how Rocker does a solo kick. What's Rocker's feeling of the last Dark Alliance when they had 3D and R-Paint? I liked it because it made me think of it made me think of being in Biohazard and Dark Alliance at the same time. Will Rocker be at Fighter Finals 10? I like to hope so. I have big plans for Fighter Finals 10. Does Rocker have outside ideas about UW? Yes. There's a few books I'm going to be working on that I'll be releasing somewhere between this year and early next year. And finally, the last question, because I'm getting fucking tired. Where in God's name does Dark Rocker get his UW attire clothes? For God's sakes, let me show you guys something. Let me show you something. We're gonna go. We're gonna go into the wardrobe of Dark Rocker really quick. Dark Rocker's closet. Wait a second. Hold on. Alright. Yeah. Like this boa. These leg warmers. These pants. You know, it's crazy. This long. And this thing too, this bodysuit that I have, you know, this mask. Honest to God, I go to Party City for all my wrestling attire clothes. And that's basically it. So, besides being tired, and besides having the strength that I have, I was an interview with the artist formerly known as Dark Rocker. If you want my YouTube channel, it's delilahbliss93@gmail.com. You can go ahead and watch my videos if you want. It's totally up to you. I just really don't fucking care. I'm my own person, and I'm happy being who I am. This has been UW's greatest. And let me end by saying one thing. Tragedy, I'll get my hands on you, and you will never forget the name of the artist formerly known as Dark Rocker.